The sanctuary was a tent and courtyard structure that was given to Moses by God. This is where the Israelites were commanded to bring their animals as a sacrifice for the forgiveness of sins. The penalty of violating the Ten Commandments is death, but a way of forgiveness was provided through a substitute. To do this, the sinner was instructed to place their hand upon the head of the animal and confess their sins. Through this confession, the sins committed by the person were symbolically transferred to the innocent animal. The animal was then slain in the sinner's place, and the blood of the animal, representing his sins, were taken by the high priest into the sanctuary and sprinkled before the veil. Through this process, the record of those sins committed by the transgressor was transferred into the sanctuary, where they continued to accumulate throughout the year.
The idea was, as you do your sins, get them in the sanctuary, get rid of them. So all these services led up to the Day of Atonement. And the Day of Atonement was a yearly service, and at the end of that year is when they would blot out all the sins that were brought in by all those different offerings.
Those sins were taken by the high priest out of the sanctuary. In other words, the sanctuary was cleansed from the sins of God's people on the Day of Atonement.
All the blood that was in there was now going to be taken out, and it was an opportunity to start afresh.